Welcome to the VET S.O.S. Veteran Educational Resources Spotlight. Remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S. lifeline. VET S.O.S. is brought to you by the Who You Know Network and is a proud member of the Parade Deck community. I'm here with the wonderful Sean. How are you today?
Been called a lot of things. Wonderful is a new one. Uh, no, I am doing absolutely wonderful today. It's been a great day so far. Weather in the storms. It's actually starting to get sunny out. So
There we go.
may still have a pool time in my future. We'll see.
Well, we are going to jump right into it. Today, we sit down with Jay Salters, a native of Manhattan who enlisted in the U.S. Navy on September 11, 2002 as a cryptologic technician collection. He rose to the rank of Chief Petty Officer before earning his commission as a cryptologic warfare officer. Motivated by a passion to support the military to civilian transition, Jay founded Act Now Education, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that has grown into a community of over 77,000 members. Jay also launched Milmentor, a platform that connects the military community with professional mentorship, and serves as the CEO of Service to Success, a workforce development initiative that provides hiring fairs, employment resources, and direct connections to employers for transitioning military talent. How are you doing today, Jay?
Doing okay. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, we are so excited. And again, we're going to jump into it because I know you have so much information to share. But can you begin with what is Act Now Education?
So, Act Now Education is a nonprofit organization. We focus on providing free resources to the military community. There's over 40,000 different resources out there, organizations that support the military community. And there's not a single source that can kind of identify what those resources look like and how they're beneficial to you. Some are good, some may not be so good, but our process is just being able to identify those that are free, that really help you move the needle within your career, and then sharing that with the military community at no cost.
Love it.
It sounds like he said it once or twice.
I know. Maybe.
That's fantastic. And, I mean, Act Now, we've talked about it before on the other show, too. I mean, this is a pillar of the transition space. You guys have been around for a while. You guys have an impeccable reputation. You're doing wonderful things. So tell us a little bit about, like certifications. Big thing, especially with our veterans, in transitioning service members. So tell us a little bit about, the area of certifications when it comes to Act Now.
Okay, awesome. So one thing to note with Act Now, there are a lot of organizations out there. We don't want to recreate the wheel. We just want to collaborate and be able to share resources. So our platform is really just finding other organizations. We have our own organizations, other resources, but our goal is to really utilize so you can kind of get a full picture of what it is. When people say they want to help the military community, learn that, people have certain ways that they want to help. They want to help in their own way, right? Whereas us, it's like, hey, if anyone is doing anything, let's highlight them in a manner, kind of just like what you guys are doing in the podcast, highlight them in a manner that, it may not be something that I'm doing or a project that I'm doing. Even if it is, I want people to have options, right? We may not be able to meet everyone at their needs. And so today, what I'm going to want to do is I want to run down a bunch of different certifications that people can get into, that there's no cost to, whether you're a veteran, transition service member, or military spouse, and where you can find those resources at. And then, tap in and get those certs knocked out. You should not pay for a certification unless there's no resource out there. And for the most part, anything related to IT, cybersecurity, and even some, leadership or, agile project management, I've always seen opportunities to get free certs. And so I want to run that through a little bit. Yeah, talk about that today.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to first start off with our organization. So Act Now Education, we run a handful of courses, and our courses are no more than 30 people in each of our cohorts. But we do the project management, so the PMP. You do have to have some experience to get into it because it's kind of like more of a review than like a deep dive on PMP. We offer Sec Plus, and we offer Scrum certification, and then we also offer SHRM CP, which is a SHRM certification course. Now, with the PMP, a lot of people have the requisite knowledge and experience. If you served for more than 4 years in the military, or if you're a military spouse that have done things, there's a lot that you can kind of associate to your experience that will allow you to be eligible to take the PMP. And there's a bunch of organizations that provide it, and we're not the only one, but we'll talk about the other ones. And then for the Sec Plus, you do have to have some experience in Sec Plus or just understanding what cybersecurity is if you want to go down that route. And then for the SHRM, you have to have some HR experience. It does require you to have an understanding It's the beginning level of HR, but you still need to have like a better understanding. I wouldn't say just dive straight into it. There are other courses that you probably should take before that one. And then the Scrum, it's very similar to the PMP, but the difference is for a Scrum, you don't have to have the requisite knowledge. You can take the course. It's more cost effective overall than the PMP. And those who become a Scrum Master in comparison to the project manager, you get about the same pay. So if you can either spend a week studying or you can spend a month and a half studying, your choice. But
Yeah.
those are the options. And so our organization offers that, and so you can go to our website and see that. But another organizations that offer similar things are IVMF O2O, Onward to Opportunity, great organization. They provide a lot of value. There's over 40 different certifications to include IT certifications. The some that I mentioned to some I didn't mention was like a CSSP. You can get your CSSP from them as well. The thing about O2O though is you get one chance at any given cert. Whether you're a military spouse or a veteran, you all have that opportunity. But you get access to all the study material which they use. I forgot the name of the platform, but essentially provides you with all the training preparation so you can prepare for the exam. Then we have Vets in Tech. Vets in Tech focuses highly on technical certifications. They also provide the PMP. They provide Sec Plus. They provide cloud certifications as well with AWS. And they also do front end and back end web development. So if you're interested in that route, you can be a military spouse, veteran, or transition service member and take advantage of that. These certs cost thousands of dollars. And when I mean that, like obviously the voucher on the exam may only cost like a few hundred, but you have to think about the instructor as well, and then the time spent, right? And if you're going to pay out of pocket for these, that's how much the equivalent is to where you can get this for free. You just got to understand, don't waste these opportunities. Do
Yeah.
your research, figure out what it is that you have, and make sure you have the bandwidth to study and prepare for these exams because you don't want to waste an opportunity, and it's going to open some doors for you. All right, some other organizations I would like to talk about is Per Scholars. Now, Per Scholars, they have a lot of CompTIA certifications. They have some AWS certifications. They have Salesforce as well, and some cloud certifications. And so you can take advantage of them. You don't necessarily have to be military with Per Scholars, so that's a good thing. But if you're a veteran or a transition service member or a military spouse, you can take advantage of that program. They offer free resources and free certifications in their class. And then they always usually have like a coordination piece to where they can help you find gain or get gainful employment through their in-house recruiters. And another great organization is Empower. Now with Empower is located in about 15 different states. You have to be in one of the states that they're located in, but they do focus on technical certifications as well. So you're looking at your ITIL, your A plus, your Sec plus, AWS Cloud. Each state does different things, and so depending on what you're interested in. And then the other aspect, another benefit is if you have children between the ages of 18 to 24, they can also take advantage of Empower. So it's free, it doesn't cost you any money, and you can choose the track that you want to do. And the good thing about Empower is once you complete one track, you can do another track. So you can earn multiple certifications, whereas some of the organizations you only can do one. So that's a good cause there. All right, and then some of the other ones I want to talk about is ServiceNow. ServiceNow has a transition program for folks interested in SkillBridge. You get two certifications, and with those two certifications, one is in system and administration, which allows you to kind of get a good understanding. For those who don't know what ServiceNow is, software as a service is essentially back into big data. Splunk is another one of those organizations that help manage data and help users understand how to support clients based off of their needs. And if you are certified in Splunk or you're certified in ServiceNow specifically, it helps open doors related to that. You can just do search for jobs in ServiceNow, and having that administrative certification helps you to be able to talk about the skill sets that you've learned with no cost. Then we have Purdue University, which they offer 3 different tracks, and you can check this out. And then they have pretty much like a consortium with other schools, but they provide you with Sec Plus, Certified Ethical Hacker, Certified Exam Professional, and then you have Linux Plus, I believe, and there's a Cyber Ops course as well. And that's free and great opportunity. And then I'll cover down on 2 more. SANS Cyber Workforce Academy. Uh, this is like a $25,000 grant, or about $25,000 scholarship. And the way that it works is 3 certifications. You have to take an assessment. It actually is open right now. It opened May 1st, and I think it closes at the end of May. So if you're interested in taking advantage, just please jump on it. But they rotate, and so it's not always, they have, I think, like 4 different sessions each year. And right now, I think is the one for veterans. I think the next one's going to be for women. But anyone can apply to them. You don't have to be necessarily military. You just have to look at the time frame that is opened. And it provides you with a great opportunity to be able to open doors. I know people who've completed or even started their process with this organization. SANS is kind of like high level. They've all gotten jobs, even without completing the whole program. And so I would highly recommend them. Then you have Boots to Books. Boots to Books offers $1,000 scholarships for any certification that you may want. And I'm sorry, one more. I'm going to add one more in there. Cloud Vets. Cloud Vets is a program that offers all cloud-based training at no cost for military spouses and their dependents that would like to take advantage of Cloud Vets. The veteran or the active duty member has to go through the class first, and then it makes it eligible for the rest of your family. So real quick, that's a quick rundown on from free resources, some free certifications, and you probably won't find that information anywhere else. It's been collected over years, and we like to just share that information. So please, if you're listening to this podcast, please share this podcast with others. Let them know that the information has been helpful, because it's important to be able to share information. It's important to be able to help others, and this is a great format to be able to do so. So yes.
I'm not often speechless. Jay, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I can safely say that I don't think we've had that many resources shared in a single episode of any of the shows we've done. I mean, that is just amazing and phenomenal, and one of the reasons why you're so respected in this area, in this field, and and all a testament to the great work you guys are doing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, there's so many great opportunities out there that really make the difference, and having platforms like this where we can actually, share that information is beneficial, because we're doing it for the right reasons, right? Somebody's going to hear about this, and somebody's going to be able to really have an impact on their life, and things are going to change because they have the opportunity to take advantage of something that they didn't know anything of. And that's what the community is supposed to be about, and that's what we aim to do our best in. And so, just as I share this with you, just know that that's probably less than 1% of the information that's out there. But yeah, it's good to be able to share anything that we can come across.
I mean, I think, first off, yes, I'm very rarely speechless either. And I mean, obviously, I think our audience can understand why we brought you on. I mean, the work that Act Now is doing, the fact that you are highlighting the other wonderful resources out there, it is all about making sure people are finding what they need. Because I'm sure people are like, yeah, I want to follow Act Now. Best platforms and channels to connect with your organization.
Yeah, so I would say the weekly rundown, we do that every Saturday, where we run over resources just like we did today. I feel like this format is better, though, the way that it was done. But we do that every day. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you'll hear about any new resources or upcoming resources or resources that can really help move the needle. To give you an example, there's programs for those who want to be a part of the Amazon, and workforce. There's a few new programs that they're launching that is going to give people great experience, great opportunity, and great pay. And so we want to share those things, and when we come across them, and so that's the best way to do it. You can follow more on our LinkedIn page. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. If you try to send me a message, just know that it takes me a long time to respond. I get inundated pretty easily. But for the most part, I just want you to know that, like I said, that we do this because we care. Yeah. Just like, everyone else is part of the military community. We're just trying to really make a difference. So if you feel free to reach out, you can join our Facebook group as well, and you'll find more resources there.
Absolutely. I mean, we have your logo and website listed on our website as well, so you can go through ours and get to it, as well as watching this episode and other episodes pertaining to Act Now education. So just fantastic, Jay. I want to thank you for joining us today. On behalf of the entire VET S.O.S family, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today to check this out. Make sure you reach out to Act Now. You won't be disappointed. And you can find VET S.O.S podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, and all social media platforms. And make sure you subscribe and follow to VET S.O.S so you don't miss anything that we're putting out. And as always, remember, don't drown the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S lifeline.